Restore Thrive, we're back talking swing faults again here, and we're going to talk about just a fundamental problem that we see with our golfers, and that's setup position. Now there's two primary faults that we see in setup. The first one is what we call a C fault. So that's the golfer who, when they get set up over the ball, rounds through their upper back and creates this curvature from their head all the way through their upper back into the low back here. This position really inhibits your ability to rotate as you start to swing the golf club here. We also see the opposite of that, which causes a different set of problems, and that's what we call the S posture. So the S posture is somebody who starts with their chest up and their butt out a little bit, and then when they bend forward, they get more arch through their low back, thrown out through their chest. So those are two different positions, but they cause limitations in the golf swing on either side. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how to go through a good sequence to hinge around your hips and organize your spine when you address the ball. It may just be that you have a technique problem and you haven't been properly taught how to brace and position yourself over the ball. So if I'm going to get myself into address position here, I want to start with my feet somewhere between hip width and shoulder width apart. I'm going to press my big toes into the ground. I'm going to squeeze my butt, take a breath in, exhale, bring my rib cage over my abs. This is what we call braced position. Now I can't keep squeezing my butt here once I start to bend forward, but I can keep a little tension through my abs. So I'm going to let my butt go. My butt set my pelvis in low back position. My abdominals keep my low back in pelvis position here. So my butt's not tight anymore, but I've still got about 20% tension through my abs. And all I'm going to do here is let my knees bend a little bit, and I'm going to think about bowing forward from my hips here. My back's still in a neutral position. That doesn't mean my back is flat. Low back has a little bit of curve in it, but it doesn't excessively curve, nor is it all the way straight. It's right in the middle here. If I can keep that position as I'm at address, that opens up rotation through my middle back, my thoracic spine and my rib cage, and allows me to get the maximum power out of my golf swing while protecting my spine at the same time. If you simply can't get into that position, let's talk about what you can do to fix that posture. So let's talk about C posture if you're overly rounded first. Our go-to, if you're rounded through your middle and upper back, is what we call the thoracic spine smash. We're going to use the foam roll here. We're going to start at the bottom of your rib cage. You're going to put your hands behind your neck, lift your hips up, and you're just going to start to hunt down those tough or stiff spots through your middle back. I can push with my feet and bring that roll all the way down to the bottom of my rib cage. I can pull with my legs and my feet and go all the way to the top of my shoulder blades. Anywhere that I feel stiff, I'm going to drop my hips, bring my feet underneath me, take a breath in, and then exhale, and arch back over the roll. Come back up, take a breath in, exhale, arch back over the roll, and I'm going to stay at that spot until it starts to loosen up and feel less stiff. You can spend anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes working on that. If that feels comfortable, get back on the roll and start looking at how well you can rotate side to side. When I turn side to side, I'm coming off my spine, getting into my ribs, and if my ribs are stiff, that's another part of my midsection that's going to keep me rounded forward. So I should be able to roll all the way onto my side, take a full breath in, exhale, and not experience any pain, any sharpness, any soreness. It should be easy to breathe in this position. If I can't breathe in that position, I can simply roll back and forth on and off that sore spot, again, until it starts to ease up, just like we did when we were bending backwards as well. So if you have the C posture, that's your first stop. Now, if you have the S posture, where your back is overarched, most likely you're a little tight through the front of your hips and the front of your abdominal wall. And the way we get after that is with a ball is what we call the gut smash. So this is just a half-inflated volleyball, and the area we're talking about is everything from inside that hip bone, kind of right below the hip bone, up under your rib cage as well. So I'm gonna roll all around this area while I lay on top of the ball here. So I'm gonna get down on the floor. I'm gonna start off the side that I'm gonna work. I'm gonna place the ball there, and then I'm gonna roll over onto the ball. I'm gonna put my head down, bring my arm on the same side that I'm rolling up, because this is gonna open up that whole line of tissue that we're trying to open up. And then I'm simply gonna just roll side to side here at first. This is what we call a pressure wave. And if anything feels sore here, you're gonna stop. You're gonna do now what we call contract relax. Take a big breath in, push the ball out, and then exhale. Let the ball sink in. If you are tight in this region, this is gonna be an uncomfortable experience. And it's gonna take a good 5 minutes for you to work through all that stiffness just on one side. So be ready to commit 10 minutes total to work out that stiffness around your hip flexor. So those are our ideas around fixing your posture and your address position when you're playing golf. Make sure you nail this one, guys, because if you don't start in a good position, you're not going to finish in a good position in your golf swing. Give these things a try. Let us know what you think, and we'll talk to you again soon.